My name is Florencia Colella, and I am with Michigan State University Extension. In a previous video, I showed a spreadsheet that you can use to import your bank statements and get totals, monthly or annual totals of the different things that you want to keep track of, your different accounts. Um, that is great. The issue with that is that for more than one reason, you should also be keeping track of your receipts. First reason is the IRS requires that we keep proof of the different transactions. It doesn't have to be the paper receipt; it can be a picture, but it has to be stored. So for each transaction, you have to have a receipt. And also, you shouldn't really be trusting your bank statement for your business books. The bank statement may have errors, and it's just good practice to reconcile your bank statement. So, in general, the recommendation is that you look at two things: your list of receipts or your list of transactions that you're keeping track of separately, and the bank statement, and you cross reference them to make sure that you are either not forgetting to keep a receipt that you should, and also that your bank statement is accurate, that you're not being charged fees that you're just not aware of, that checks have cleared, and all of those things. So we talked about that spreadsheet. Now we're going to see how we can integrate the part where we keep track of receipts into the same spreadsheet to make it easier to cross-reference. So um, if you watched the other video, you saw that I accessed this spreadsheet through Google Sheets. You can also download it into Excel. The nice thing about using this in the Google ecosystem, which by the way is free if you have a Google account, um, you can use Google Forms. So you may not be familiar with Google Forms, but I'm going to give you a crash course. Um, so you can Google Forms and sign in to your Google account. Um, and you're going to go ahead and create a new form. Okay, and it's going to open up like this. So you may already have your spreadsheet that you tailored to your own farm, deleting whatever you don't think you're going to need. Um, and so that's great. Keep that open. In the form, you can name it. All right. And we are going to create some questions. So the first question is going to be receipt. And here you are going to choose file upload. And so you're going to say continue. And usually I choose 10 here because sometimes I have more than one picture that I want to attach. I make this very large just in case. Um, well, okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll make it because it's symbolism. Well, maybe I'll make it smaller. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and we are going to connect this to our Google Drive. So all of the receipts that either you or other people really can attach, they will go to your folder in your Google Drive. And you can set up what folder you want it to use. Um, this is probably going to take us to my Google Drive. Uh, yeah, and it's just going to create a folder where all of your receipts are going to go. Mhm. So um, that's it. Then you're going to create another question and you're going to call that amount. And that will be a short answer. I don't know if you noticed that it just guessed what type of answer it was. I didn't need to choose one. And that's it. You can make this one a required question, typically for the amount, I would say you want to make it required because it's, but you don't have to. Then you would choose the date, and that's it. It did it by itself. And then it will show like a little calendar, which makes it easier to pick the date. And that's it. Then you can add a description if you want. And it chose the paragraph. So I'm I'm just like typing these words and Google is doing the rest. All right. Here's when it's going to get a little more hard. So I'm going to say account plus. And you heard me explain why there's an account plus and an account minus column here. So we're going to use that same logic here. And we're going to create an account plus question and an account minus question, which essentially will mean that if you paid by credit card, you're going to choose credit card here. And I'll show you how to do that. And if you bought feed or a piece of equipment or whatever, you're going to pick that here. So we're going to have to choose multiple choice here. Well, drop down is really what we're looking for. And you see how now it gives me a bunch of options. So what I'm going to have to do is, okay, so from this page where I picked everything that applies to my farm, I'm going to copy and paste. And I'm going to do that for each and every account that I chose to keep track of. Oh, like that, and so forth. All right. Then I'm going to have to do the same thing for the other one so that the same thing shows in the other list. Because sometimes things will be coming to my account and sometimes things will be coming from my bank account, if that makes sense. So, you know, anything can happen and you can have the same account on the plus side or on the minus side. So you want to have the same options in both drop down menus. And so same thing. You can copy them from up here or just go back to the file. Yeah, and you'll do that for each and every account. For now, I'm just going to keep these. And that's all you need to do. Then there's some more things, like, for example, where we're going to tell it where to record the responses. So here we're going to link it to the same spreadsheet that we had created. So you can select an existing spreadsheet, and then you can go to your farm cash flow spreadsheet or whatever you had named it. I don't know if it's going to show. Yeah, so I have it here. I'm going to say insert. And now it's reopening the same file that I had opened before, but now I'm going to have an extra tab. You see, where I'm going to have my list of receipts. Yeah, and you can change this to make it a little prettier. And you can rename it as well. But essentially, that's going to allow you to, on the same file, have your list of receipts. And let me show you how what it would look like. But before I do that, there's some more settings here. You can collect email addresses and yeah, make a few changes. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. And I'm going to say publish. And I'm going to publish it. And I'm going to copy the link. So now I have a responder link. And so I can give this to my husband, my business partners, or I can just put that link in my phone's homepage to have it easily accessible from my phone. And then I can just go ahead and take the pictures using my phone. But for now, I'm going to open it up here. So you see now it's not the editable version. It's just a like the final version. And I can go ahead and add a file. Like I said, if I was on my phone, I could be taking the picture right now. But I could also just have the pictures saved on my computer. This was not a picture of a receipt, but it doesn't matter. and I can upload them from my computer as well. It's typically nicer to do it on the phone. But then I can put my amount here. Then if you do it this on the phone, it's really nice that you uh, get the calendar, and that's the same here on the computer. I can say conference attendance, and I can add any detail that I feel would help me remember here. And then I can say, well, this I sold livestock, and I actually received that money as cash. So let's assume this would be my cash, and that's it. Once I submit it, I am going to have the file in the folder in my Google Drive, and I'm going to have the item here. So I can go here and I can open the receipt again to try to remember what it was for. And again, try to cross-reference it using the date. So this is the timestamp. This is today, the date that I submitted the form. This is the date of the receipt. So I need to look at this one, and that way I can kind of find the same transaction in the bank statement to see if it matches. And these should also match what I'm entering here. And then if I do have it, I can go and put an X here, or the other way around. So anyways, this is all for now. I hope that made sense, and I hope that you can apply this to your farm. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.